Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to continue the PySpark interview series and this is the part 2. So as you can see here, we have again 5 questions in this part, and the question is like adding a new columns to a data frame, and then we will do the questions like on join, like inner join and left join, right join, okay, and how to calculate the running total of stock prices. So these are the important questions that is asked in interview, and generally interview asks the like how to add the new column in a data frame using PySpark or using Scala. So we are doing in PySpark here, okay. So let's read the problem statement. So we have a problem statement like we have a some sample data, and this data sets contain id, name, age columns, and solution is the very simple solution. We have just be first we load these data into a PySpark data frame. Then we will use with column, right? So we have a function available in PySpark with column to create a new column. So we will use this function to a method to add a new column, and a new column like a age group based on the age. So basically what we are doing here, like on the basis of age column, we are creating a new column, and we are perform some conditions here also. So on basis of conditions we will categorize the our age columns, and just define the logic for the new column using expressions. So how can we do it? So let's say we have a Spark. So first I will, as you can see here, like in my dashboard, our cluster is in running mode, right? So this green dot shows like it's in running mode, okay. So let's first print our Spark session. So let's say let's check uh, is it working or not, right? So I'm just printing here, and you will see here like this is the in this is work like PySpark.sql.session. So Spark session object is created. Now we can first we will create this data set into a data frame, right? So for this we have a data, and for data I can say like I can take any sample data. In previously we also used, right? So let's say we have a data and a schema. So I'm not going to take the again for creating this data. So Alice is let's say Alice is 25, right? So Alice is 25, then Bob is 30, and Carol is we will replace this, Carol is 18, right? So we have a schema here, id, name, and age. Now we will create a data frame. So how in my previous video we learned about the how to create a data frame using PySpark, right? So first we will create a data frame df, that is, and then spark dot create data frame, right? Create data frame, and we will just pass our data with the schema. So with the schema we will pass, and we will just I will show you data from df dot show. Okay, let's run. It just take little time, some seconds, like 6 7 8. Okay, in within 8 seconds you can see here. So as you can see here, our data frame is already created using create data frame method, and 1 2 3 IDs is 1 2 3, and name is Alice, Bob, and Carol, and age is like 25 30 and 18, right? So for I will do the little modification here. Let's say we have this is 25 now, this I will consider 1 5. So why I'm doing this, I'll show you. So now let's on basis of age we have to create a new column using this with column method, right? So how can we do it? Just again we like we can say here df with new column, new call, okay. And we have existing data from df, and we will use that with column method. And then we will pass here, basically minimum two parameters will be passed in this method. So first is like our new column header, that means new column name. So new column name is like age group. Okay, age, let's say age group. And so here on basis of the age group, let's say we have when the age group is like less than 18, so it will be I'll consider these age groups are fallen teen. Okay, let's say if the age is greater than 18, so we will consider adult. Otherwise we can consider young adult, right? So basically what I'm doing here, I am just categorize this data. If 18 let me run again this one. Yeah, so if age is less than 18, right, so we will consider this one, this alice is fallen which group? So we will consider the teen group. And if the age is greater than 18, so this will is like adult, otherwise young adult, right? So how can we do it? So for this we will use the when condition. So we have a again we have a function like, let's import these functions, let's say when and otherwise, right? So we can import like from PySpark dot SQL, and from the functions module, right? From the functions module we can import when. And we will use, because we will use the column also, so we can import like call. Okay, now let's run again. Yeah, so I will use that when function for applying the condition, right? When when call, which call? Age call, right? When age column is less than 18. So for less than, we have a symbol like less than 18 arithmetic symbol. This is the arithmetic symbol. So if the age is less than 18, so what we will give the name. So we will consider this group is in teen. Okay, and now again we have the second condition. If age is greater than 18, then we will give the name adult. So category will be the adult. So again we can use like when function here. When, again call, and age is greater than 18, so we will give the name adult. Okay, and otherwise we have a function otherwise. It works like if and else, right? So otherwise we will give the name young adult. So who will be in the category of the young adult? Where the age is just 18, so it will be considered in the category young adult. Young adult. Why we in capital? Oh, why it's not taking? Yeah, now I can show you this dot show. Okay, let's run. So here you can see we have a I have applied the I have created a new group on the basis of the some conditions. So where the age is like Alice age is 15, so it will be fall in teen group, right? Because 15 is less than 18. and above age is greater than 18, so it will be fall in the adult group. And the Carol age is just 18, so he is young adult, right? Now let's move on the next question. So the next question is perform an inner join on two data frames. So let's read the problem statement. You are given two data frames in PySpark. Employee DF contains employee information, department DF contains department information, and you need to perform an inner join on these two data frames to find out which department each employee belongs to. Okay, so basically we have a two data sets, sample data sets, employee df and department. So in employee we have just employee id, name, and department id, and in department table we have department id and department name. So we need to perform here inner join. So inner join, what will do it, so on these data frame to find out which department each employees belongs to. So let's we can see here like employee id 1, name is Alice. Alice is from this department, because Alice department id is 101, and we can see here in department table 101 is department name is hr, and 102 department name is it, right? So we will perform the inner join. So for performing the inner join, we have a join method available in PySpark also, as available in SQL, right? So first we will create this data frame, employee df and department df. So I'm taking our sample data set for this, and then we will perform the join here. So first I'm taking here like how to create a data frame taking the sample data set. So let's say we have a employee df with the employee column names. Okay, so I have taken a sample data set, just reducing our video time. So I've taken employee data, and that is Alice, Bob, and Charlie, with the department ID and with employee ID, and as well as with the employee column we have a employee ID, name, and department ID. And the second for the second table we have a data like uh, department ID and department name, and department columns name are schema is given department ID and department name. Now let's create the data frame. So I can say employee df, we can take spark dot create a data frame. We will use the method create data frame, and we will pass the employee data. Okay, employee data with the employee columns. Employee columns. This is our first data set for the employee table, and then again we have a department table also. Then we will create department df, right? Department, let's say we have department df, and a spark dot create data frame, and we will pass the data with the schema, and we have a data department data. And what is the schema? Schema is department columns. Okay, now we can see employee df dot show, and department df dot show. So first we will see our data sets. Employee data, oh okay, not employee data, it's the employee df, my bad, sorry. Yeah, so our data set is ready, and you can see here employee id, name and department id, and we have another table, department df, and that is the department id and department name. Only these two columns are available. So we need to perform here join. So first, the first step is done, like load the data set into PySpark DataFrames. We have done, and use the join method to perform an inner join on department column and display the result data frame. Okay, so on the basis of department id, we will perform the inner join. So for inner for applying the inner join, how can we do it? How can we do it? So first we will take the first data frame and then dot join, and then we will pass the second data frame, and on the basis of how, like there is a argument like how, like then in how argument we will pass the our department id, right? So I'm going to code, and I'll show you how can we do it. So let's say this is a result df. So in result df, first I will take the first data frame, that is our employee df. Okay, employee df, and we have a join function, join, then pass the second table, that is our department df, right? And then we will pass on which column we are taking, we are going to join these two data frames. So we have a parameters like on, and we need to pass department id, right? Department id, here you can say department id and department id. Okay, and then we will pass the what, which type of join we are going to apply. Okay, so because we have to apply here inner join, so we will pass how and inner join. The second step is also done, then we have to display the result. So we will use result df dot show for displaying the result. We have a show function available. Let's run. Oh yeah, so you can see here for department ID 101 and 102, we have just two IDs, 1 and 2, and that is Alice and Bob. Alice is working in HR department and Bob is working in IT department. Now I can show you here again. Like we had two tables, right? So in two tables, you can see in the department table only hr and it 101 and 102 is available. You can see here 101, 102. So 103 is not available in department table, so it is filtered basically. Now let's jump to the next question. So we need to perform a left join on two data frames, we have given a two data frames employees containing the employee details with the columns employee id, name and department id, and then we have a department column also containing the department details like department id and department name. Same data, whatever I mentioned in the previous one. Okay, now we need to perform the only here left join. So basically you need to perform a left join on the employee table with departments to get all employees detailed. What we need to find? Departments to get all the employee details including the department name also. If an employee doesn't have department, their department name should be null. Okay, so we have these two tables. So first we need to load these data set into PySpark data frame. So what we will do it? So first we will create the these two data frames. Okay, so for these creating these two data frames, I'm taking a sample data set. So that again we don't need to and then again we will create these two data frame. Okay, and for creating a data frame, as you already learned about the create data frame function, so I will just pass these two data frame, just employee df again, and we can take the above code if you don't mind, because department name, this the same data. Okay, yeah, yeah, so our department df and employee df is ready. Okay, and I can show you the data also. We can print employee df dot show, just displaying the data, and the department df dot show. Let's run. Yeah, you can see here in employee table we have employee id, name and department id, and in department table we have a department id and department name. These are the two data frame which I created, and we need to perform the join operation on these two data frame, basically on left join. So again we can write the code like here, result df is equal to, first I will take the employee df and dot join operation with the department table, right? So we have a department df, this data frame, and on will pass the column name, so on basis of department id, right? Department id, and will which type of join we need to perform. So the type of join is left join here, and dot show, just for displaying the result. Okay, let's check. Join employee data, no, okay, this is df, yeah. So here you can see we have a 101 and 102, that is Alice and Bob. But for Charlie, the department ID is 103, and this is not available in department table. That is why it is taking a null here. You can see department name is null. So as in the question is mentioned, ensure the unmatched rows in the left data frame are included with the null values for missing data. So for Charlie, we don't have a department info in our department table. That is why it is taking the null here, and because we are applying the left join. Okay, now let's see the next question. So basically we need to perform here generate a report using a right join. Okay, so let's see the problem statement. We have you are working as a data engineer for an e-commerce company, and the company has two data sets: order data set, and contains order details such as order id, customer id, and order status. And we have a customer data set also, so containing the information about the customers like customer id, customer name, and customer city, that is the location. Your task is to generate a report that contains all customer information even if they have not placed any orders. Use a right join to solve this problem so that we get all the customers including those without uh, orders. So we can see here, like in the questions itself is mentioned, and this we need to perform a right join. So you need to understand this part. First you will understand the data set, about the data set. So data is about this data set basically given for the e-commerce company, and the data sets about like order, we have a order data sets and we have a customers information. Okay, so our task is to generate a report that contains all customer information, even if they have not placed any orders. Okay, so the solution steps you can see. First we need to load the data set into a PySpark DataFrame, and we need to join method with the right join and the customer ID columns, and then again we need to display the result. Okay, so for this again I am taking the data set so that we don't need to type the data frame, right? So we have a order table, and then we have a order table, and we have for the order table we have a order schema. What is the order schema? Order ID, customer ID, and order status. Okay, and we will create our order table. So order is equal to, we can say here spark dot create data frame, and then we'll pass the data, that is orders data, and we'll pass the schema, and our schema is order columns. Okay, and I'll show you the order dot show. I'll show the display the data sets. So our order data frame is ready, right? Now next we need to create a customers data set. So for customer data set we can take a sample data, and that I have already created, and we'll pass the schema also as well. We pass schema. Okay, now we will create the data frame. So we have customer data frame spark dot create data frame, and pass the customers data and customers columns, and I will show you the display the data customer dot show. So our second data frame is ready. You can see here customer ID, customer name, and city, right? So let's read the again problem statement. We need to generate a report using a right join, right? So we have two data frames. Just we need to perform the right join. So result data frame, I can say here name result data frame, and the first data frame is our order. Okay, order dot join, and we'll pass the second data frame, that is our customer, and on what is the on which basis we are applying the join here. So we are passing just our customer ID, and how we are performing the right join, and I'll show the result df dot show. So okay guys, so you can see in order table we have just one records, right? That is order ID 1, and customer ID is 101, and order status is delivered. And the second table is we have again customer ID 101 and 102, and customer name is Alice and Bob, and city is New York and Chicago, right? So on basis of the, we can see here, we have in first table we have a customer ID, and in second table also we have a customer ID. So on the basis of customer ID, I am joining the these two data frame. So let's run this. Yeah, now we will get the information about the all the customers. So basically we have two customers in customer table. We can see here Alice and Bob, and the city is New York and Chicago. So you can see here customer name and city and order status and order ID and customer ID. Because for customer 2, that is Bob, for Bob, so we don't have a info in our order table, so that is why here 10T is taking the null for order ID and order status. Okay, I hope you understand this problem also. Now next time to move the next question. Okay, the next question is our calculate the running total of stock prices. So let's read the problem statement. Basically, we have given a data set containing daily stock prices. Write a PySpark program to calculate the running total of stock prices for each stock symbol in the data set. Okay, so we have a data set with the information date, and stock symbol is like AAPL, and we have stock prices. So the solution is like we need to perform the running total. Okay, so whenever the this term is defined in our statement, that is running total, so we need to perform here window function. Basically we need to apply. So first we will load the data set into a PySpark data frame. Earlier we have done. So now next we use the window module to define a partition by stock symbol and order by date, and just we will apply the sum function because we need to calculate the total, right? So we will apply the sum function over the window to calculate the running total of stock prices. This is the very important questions. That is like for window function, basically we ask in every SQL questions also, and as well as the PySpark coding questions also. Okay, so I'm going to take a sample data set, and then I will perform uh, this um, calculation. Basically we need to find our running total. Okay, so I have taken a stock data, and that is with the information date and stock symbols and with the prices, right? So we will just pass the create the data frame, and that we can see here stock data frame, stock df, and then we will create this data frame spark dot create data frame, and sorry, we will pass the data, that is stock data, with the schema. And what is the schema? That is columns. And then I'll show you that stock data data frame stock df is equal to, sorry, dot show, and here it will be underscore. Okay, so our data set is ready, and data frame with the data frame date, stock symbol and price, right? So we need to calculate the running total. So how can we calculate? The solution is already given. We need to apply the window module. So first we will import the window module. Okay, so for this we will import our window module. So window module is available in the window module, right? So window function is available in our window module. So from PySpark dot SQL, and we have window module, window import window function, sorry, window function. Okay, and for performing the sum operations, we need to also import the sum function also. So we can we have a available functions module. From functions module we will import sum. So from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import sum function. Okay, and we will run. Now we will first what we will do it, we will create a window specs that is partition by stock symbol and order by date, right? Because we have to perform the running total, that means every for every date we have to performing the total for every day, including the previous one also. Like you can see here, like for one, then again two have 155, then three is 160. So for one is it will be 150, for two it will be 150 plus 155. Then again for three running total is 150 plus 155 plus 160. Okay, so like this we will just perform the our running total. So I can see here window specs. This is the underscore, this will be underscore, it's my bad. Yeah, so for using the partition by and the order by, we have imported already window function. So we will use that window function, window and dot partition by will pass the column name. So column name is on basis of the stock symbols we are partitioning this data. So stock symbol. Okay, and then we will perform the order by also, and call on basis of column date, right? We have date column. So on basis of this we will uh, order by our date. Then we will perform our running total. Let's say the running total is equal to, we have data frame df, then again we have we are creating some new columns here. So for creating a new column, as in the first question we have solved for creating a new column using with column, right? So use with column, and we will say running total, column name running total, and just we will pass our window specs over what calculation is, like we are just some we perform some operation over the price. So our price column and dot over window specs, and then I can show this data. Now let's run. The price is not defined, so actually this is in the capital P. Price is not defined. Oh, okay. So it will be on the inverted column. Did you mean one of the following is ID name, project window, specific date first? Price cannot be resolved. Okay. So this is the giving the error analysis exceptions. Okay, because we have when we perform the window functions, so we are calculating here the running total. So we need to modify this statement, that is order by and partition by. So we applied the order by column on the basis of the column date, right? So then again we have to take one function here, that is rows between. We will pass rows between, and then we will use that window function and window dot unbounded preceding and window dot current row. Okay, now let's run again. Let's see where we are. I have run already window specs. Okay, I'm making the mistake, that symbol. I hope it will be fine. Age, ID, name. Our data frame is stock df. Okay, okay, here is the mistake, guys. Stock df, that is stock df. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you can see here, like for the date 1st January 2023, and the stock symbol is AAPL, and the price is 150, and the running total is also 150, because we don't have a previous information. But you can see in the first for the 2nd January, we have stock symbol, that is AAPL, and the price is 155, but we have a running total 305. How? As I earlier mentioned, 150 plus 155 is 305. So for the every stock symbols, we are calculating our running total. So it will aggregating the um, just summing the total price, taking the previous one also. Okay, so I hope you understand these problems. Just first understand the data set, then again what is the requirement, like requirement, that means how we are going to solve this problem. And these are the important questions that is generally asked in the interview. So just do the hands on. We can create a Databricks community version data notebooks, and there you can create the cluster, then there you can run your PySpark code for practicing. So after practicing these questions, you will confident on the joins, and performing the window functions like sum, and ranking functions available, like rank, tens rank, and row number. So on basis of this data set, you can perform the multiple types of conditions, and you can apply, like how to create the new columns, and how can you perform the different types of join. So just do the practice. It will be very helpful for you for preparing in the interview, and as well as the upskilling yourself. Okay, so thank you guys for today. I'll meet you in the next part, that is will be the part 3. I'll focus on the some more questions, and we'll cover soon. Okay, so for till that, just keep learning and keep going, and tata, bye bye.